Alright, this is a Guild War versus Exceed. I decided to, edit this and post this one onto YouTube as you're watching here because I get to use my ML Krau. ML Krau at the moment is not like fully built in terms of like he doesn't have his own set of gear. He's kind of sharing it with Lilius at the moment. You guys will see me probably use Lilius and ML Krau a lot more in Guild War now. There's a lot of utility in both heroes in Guild War. Since they can't really counter them, not like an RTA. But ML Krau, this is kind of like the first Guild War to really use him. He has actually pretty decent stats. Maybe one day I'll do a showcase video, PvP showcase with ML Krau. This one, again, we don't do any notes or whatever, so don't know the speed tuning. Didn't know that Dizzy was on a counter, but sort of assumed it was, because that's like an anti-cleave aspect. If you're gonna put it with Spectani, it's gotta be counter, or there's gotta be some kind of anti-cleave. So it's on Isle of Violin, as you can see. And the good thing is though that both my Vivian and Krau had immunity, of course, immunity buff. I was thinking about that, the double immunity buff, like would that be useful, but I think it was okay. My Krau is on adamant shield in this fight. Benefits from everyone because the barrier from Vivian, the damage here with SSB. I was lucky that was not a death break there on Vivian, because the Isle of Violin did remove my immunity. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. The next one is not super hard. It's just a cleave, just outspeed. That's it. But you have like that's a really fast Broman. Like no lie, it's a very fast Broman. I had to use a speed imprint to kind of ensure it.
You cannot resist.
And then yeah, that's it for that one. Not much to explain there.
Die. This is a small victory. Our battle will continue.
The second one, same thing. The top team, it's like Broman can be really fast, but like you have to get like very like S tier quality gear to outspeed Oxlot's speed imprinted. It was actually a bit slower, I think, than the previous fight, the Broman at least.
Focus on this battle. It is my duty. Come to me.
Second one here. I went with ML Krau and this exact same team. This was a risk. I knew this going in, but I was lazy to change the teams. And I was looking at this. I'm like, okay, there's still like not a super high percentage of winning, but there's a decent percentage of winning here. The T-Cern was on a portrait, which doesn't really make sense since there's no outside attack buffer. But I mean, it still hurt quite a bit. 30,000 HP FCC, it's pretty good. But most likely a triple stack HP on the right side, so it lacks slightly a bit of speed. I think the idea was just to make sure that the Tempest-Cern gets the barrier, the thick barrier. Lucky dual attack on there. That dual attack was really lucky too. I didn't really expect to lose my Vivian that quick. But I kind of went with a scuff team, like I said. The lucky part is that the ML Ken there is kind of like a tank ML Ken, less of a DPS one.
Why don't you just surrender?
Although I think in this team comp, he could have built a DPS ML Ken, probably been more effective, since he already has an anti-cleave element into Tempest-Cern, so he doesn't need his ML Ken to technically be super tanky, I think. Would have lost there if it wasn't because ML Krau actually does damage. The 3-turn attack buff from Vivian really helped here. But again, I didn't expect to lose Vivian there.
That was nothing.
I was gonna go with triple ML Krau to make it an ML Krau debut video, but I ended up looking at the teams that was left over and nothing really fit ML Krau unless I wanted to play like ML Krau with Krau and a healer. and I couldn't be bothered with that. So I saw this one, I'm like, okay, yeah, there's like the anti cleave element, I guess, in LQC, but by herself she can't really survive JK saves that well. I mean, the damage mitigation is fantastic, but it's not really good because JK could hit twice. So same cleave team.
Whose turn is it today?
Second team here, I've been doing this a lot more, seeing this FCC Alencia Tempesturian. Alencia there to counter people from using the SSB cheese with like C-Arm or Alina. But I've been doing this because if you guys seen my Blaze Dingo showcase video, you guys would know that this team in Arena is pretty popular as well. With Rowana, of course, and you would not want to put Rowana on a defense team in Guild War. 3-man team, it doesn't really work. But with Alencia here, it's kind of dealing with people going for the SSB cheese. But I have been doing this a lot more. Just seeing this team in Guild War defense and just running this offense. Been pretty safe. I did hit Diesel last because that usually the Bassar does end up dying. My Bassar is really squish. I mean, technically I use Toggle's Ancient Book, but I have an effectiveness ring. Maybe I should really look into something else, either HP ring or something like that. Yeah, that's the reason. If RB had died, he would have been full health, and then the target would have been on Singelica. So Tempesturian gets baited, and Sinful Angelica, even the S1 usually does enough damage on the Tempesturian. And then the dual attack helps kill off Tempesturian. My RB was unbuffable pretty much the entire fight, so there was no attack buff going into it. It would have been a bit quicker if I had an attack buff.
I'll be your opponent.
That's pretty much it for that fight.
That was nothing.
So those are my 3 hits for Iggy versus Exceed. I'm going to end this for the video recording. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.